Hello everyone, in this video I want to show you how you can create your AI automated workflow to basically send customized emails to your leads. So in order to do that, we need to have a data set of leads, and as you can see here, I have my data set, and my data set contains email addresses and first name and last name, as well as other information about my leads. And my goal here is to create customized icebreaker for my emails. So basically I can put these at the beginning of my emails, and hopefully this will increase the response rate of my email marketing. So as you can see here, I have already done a huge portion of these icebreakers, but here I can actually delete the last few of them so you can see how this workflow works in practice. So I'm gonna delete these, and then I'm gonna go over to make.com, and once in make.com we need to use a Google Sheets module, and we are using the search row function. And basically we need to provide our spreadsheet ID, and in order to do that I can come here, I can find my ID, which is usually between this backlash and before edit, so I can get this portion and I can basically paste it here. Sheet name is basically whatever the name you can find here, and then we just give some general information. This should probably be same for your Google Sheet as well. And here I'm saying that only do this workflow for rows where columns AB and AC are empty. And as you can see here, AB and AC are the two columns I have dedicated for customized emails and also shorthand version of the company's name. And I'm gonna mention why we have a column for a shorthand version for the company name later. So basically, I'm gonna say column AB and AC should always be empty, and then we can set the limit for the number of rows we want to pass through this workflow, and I'm gonna set the maximum limit for my data set. And then in order to create these customized emails, we need to use a GPT model or any other AI model, and basically go get your OpenAI's API key and use it to connect to this OpenAI module. And we are using a create chat completion method, and you need to set your model, and I'm using GPT 4.1, and I believe this is a good model for our task. So first of all, we are providing some instructions to our model, and here I'm saying you're a helpful, intelligent writing assistant, a pretty general instruction, and then I can provide more detailed instructions. So basically here I'm telling it to fill these portions with information I have from my Google Sheet. Basically we have the first name, and here I'm saying Thing, and Thing is the name of the company, but I don't want to just put the name of the company, because in the majority of leads data sets the name of the company is like McDonald's Inc. It's not McDonald's. And if you're emailing someone and instead of saying McDonald's you say McDonald's Inc., they think that you haven't customized this email for them and you just copy and pasted this information. So that's where the AI comes into play. We are basically telling AI to be careful about these names, and for instance, instead of saying Love AMC Professional Services, the model can rephrase it to just say Love AMC. And as you can see, this is a more customized version, and we just provide some other instructions. We provide instructions regarding the tone, the voice, and etc. Okay, if I come down here, I've also provided some instructions and, in other words, examples to the model. For instance, this is an input example. We have the name of the person, we have their company, and other information about the individual. And basically, I've also provided the response for this input. So basically, we are providing the model with examples of inputs, and we are also providing the model with example outputs, and that's how the model learns. Here I'm also providing another example, and if I go down, you can also see the response to this example. And for the last one of them, I'm not providing any examples. I'm just passing our information from the Google Sheets, and I do not also provide the response because I want the GPT model to come up with the response. And the model comes up with the response, and we put the response into this JSON formatter because we want to make sure the format of the GPT generated response is acceptable, so we can put it in our Google Sheets. And I basically put the result in this JSON string, and then we can put this information into our Google Sheets. And that's very easy to do. We are using the update row method, and basically we need to tell Make where to put the updated information. And in order to do that, let me just open up this module. Okay, it lost the connection, so it should be this one. Save. Okay, and here you can just say share by path, enter manually, and here we basically need to provide a spreadsheet ID, and a spreadsheet ID is here. So we get this ID and we just put it here, and sheet name is just the previous sheet name, which should be sheet number 1. I'm just gonna say sheet 1, and row number should be the row number from the previous Google Sheets, and column range should basically be everything in our data set. So I'm gonna say from A to CZ, and here we need to tell make.com where do we want to put our data. And as you remember from our Google Sheets, the data is in column AB, and also we can put the shorthand version of the name in the column AC. And if I go back to make.com, I can click here and I can go to the OpenAI portion of my output, and I can find the results. So icebreaker, that's what we are looking for. And we also need the shorthand company name, and I also select this one. So we are basically done with this Google Sheets module, and now when we get the responses from GPT, we pass it to the JSON module and we update our sheet using the GPT output. And okay, I can also put the sheet here instead of just manually typing it. I like to just put the variable here, so we are not hard coding anything. Okay, so this should be good to go, and I'm gonna run this. Okay, we need to save everything. Save. 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 And save. Okay, let's run this. So if I come here, as you can see, these are being filled with our desired information. Let's look at the last one. Hey Robert, love Waypoint, also in staffing, wanted to run something by you. So as you can see, it doesn't say Waypoint LLC or Waypoint Inc. I'm actually not sure what's the full name for the company, but the model definitely shortens the name for the company, and that helps with customization. And one problem you might face while running this workflow is hitting rate limits. So basically, if you're passing thousands of leads to your GPT model, OpenAI may basically halt your process because it's too heavy for them. And if that happens, basically click this, and with that, every 15 minutes your workflow attempts to run again. So if you hit rate limit, you're gonna wait for 15 minutes and you're gonna start again, and that should usually help with the rate limit issues. Thank you very much for watching this video, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.